Okay, and we are live. Hello everyone, welcome again to another live session in the Digital Nomad Incubator. I've got another really interesting guest for you guys today. It's actually quite a special day for him. His name's Luis. Hello Luis, how are you?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, good. So thanks for joining us. Congratulations, today was the 1 year anniversary of you actually leaving, wasn't it?
Yes, it is. It's my first year abroad exactly today, so it's actually a special day for me. That was my original goal when I left the States, because I actually I quit my job. I broke up with my girlfriend, pretty much, cut two things out of my life that were just, weren't keep making me happy. And I wanted a different lifestyle. I wanted a fresh start. So I, made those two huge changes. I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand, and I had like $5,000 saved up, and I just went for it. So my first goal was just, hey, if I could just travel and make this work and be abroad for a year, then that's an awesome goal. But I've accomplished so much more since then and experienced so many awesome things, and I'm very thankful for where I'm at now.
Cool. Well, maybe we can go into your accomplishments and your achievements a bit later on. So where are you from originally in the States?
Oregon, on the West Coast.
Yeah, and you felt like life there wasn't really fulfilling you?
Yeah, well, I was born in Seattle and I moved to Oregon from Pasadena. But I had a good life or whatever, but I wanted more, obviously. After college, I lived in Portland for a while, Portland, Oregon, which is pretty popular now. But I moved to Bend to be close to my mom and help them out for like 3 years. And I was playing rugby on the Bend men's rugby team because I played rugby in college as well. But outside of that, I was just, I was in a great relationship for over 2 years, and things just kind of, sometimes relationships don't really end up working out like you think they are. And I just didn't want to keep staying in an unhappy relationship like a lot of people do. So, after trying for so long, I finally just said, you know what, this isn't working for me. And I bought a one-way ticket and said, I'm leaving. And she's like, oh, see you in a couple months, and I never came back. And so she's still messaging me, and we're friends and everything, but definitely surprised her, I think, and everybody else, especially since I've been gone for so long. But anyways, I'm from the West Coast, and opportunities, the cost of living is just so high, and it's disproportionate to the amount of income and opportunities that are available. So I wanted to just try an alternative lifestyle and take my skills and see what I could do with them.
Cool. And so you bought a one-way ticket to Thailand. Are you still there at the moment, or where are you currently?
Yeah, I've actually lived in Thailand for 8 months this last year. I lived in Bali for 2 months. I lived in Cambodia for a month, and Vietnam for a month. And then another month, I just kind of took holidays in Singapore and Malaysia and Myanmar. Oh, I went to the Philippines for a month also. So, it's been all right.
Cool, excellent. And where's your favorite place that you've been to out of all of those destinations?
Thailand. I keep coming back here, and many countries I've gone to, especially for long periods of times, I end up really missing Thailand. It's very clean. It's very safe. The standard of living is excellent. But yeah, you go to some places like Cambodia, or I hate to say it, even the Philippines, in the cities at least, because outside of the cities, it's absolutely beautiful, but the Wi-Fi is terrible. But you go to these other places that have similar or maybe a little bit better standard of living in regards to currency exchange and stuff, but you're sacrificing, living in a more dangerous area, more dirty area and stuff. Thailand is just all around really nice. It's also got a great location for traveling to all countries around. I actually just got my 10-year multi-entry visa for China, so I should be jumping around quite a bit here. Maybe going there a couple of times. I'm going there in a month, but now that I have a 10-year, it makes my ability to renew my visa anywhere a lot easier because I can just fly there whenever now.
Right.
Yeah, I love Thailand, and I've learned I can get by. I can speak some good language, some good Thai now, but when you leave every like 2 months and go to another country with a different language, it kind of sets you off on your learning curve a little bit. But I feel very comfortable here, and I'm very happy here.
Cool, that's great. Just the Chinese visa that you spoke about, how easy is that to get hold of, a 10-year visa?
I was super nervous to get denied because, whenever you apply for a visa anywhere, they can deny you, especially China. Especially because originally, looking at their list, you have to have like an invitation, or there's a pretty strict list of things that you have to meet to even be able to apply. Even as a tourist, you need to have like an invitation from somebody or be hosted by somebody. Kind of like I heard in the Middle East also, you can't visit certain countries without having somebody like a local, like basically babysit you, right. Which is probably a good thing because they don't want just people running around all willy-nilly over there. Yeah. But anyways, it was pretty difficult, but I got approved. There are quite a few hoops you can jump through. I actually just posted a blog about it because I was so excited when I got approved. And I was super nervous. I had to wait 10 days to get it. It usually only takes 4 days, as a matter of fact. So if you were considering looking into it, it actually only takes 4 to 5 days, which was a big surprise for me. But that doesn't mean that they're going to approve you. There were actually 2 gentlemen that applied at the same time as me and went to pick up at the same time as me. And the reason why it took 10 days is because we all applied right before Chinese New Year. Yes. So, that extended the time period. But one gentleman got 2 visas for his Thai children. He's an American from New York and married a Thai woman, and he got visas for his kids. And the other guy is British, and he's been living in China for 7 years, but they denied him. So when we talked outside, he was like, "Hey, mate, congratulations. I heard you got your 10-year or whatever." I guess that's more Australian than British, but anyway.
It's close.
But anyways, he was like, "Yeah, they denied me, and now I have to wait 30 days to apply again, and I've been living there for 7 years." So that made me feel even better. I felt bad for him, but it made me feel a lot more grateful that I got approved, and the fact that it's 10 years. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Was there anything you think that any skill you had or anything that you did that meant that you were approved for this? Is there anything people can do to prepare in advance?
I mean, I have a list of things in my blog that I included the entire list of requirements for whatever kind of visa you're applying for, and then I marked the ones that I had to meet. They're all listed on my blog. I'm sure we don't want to go through it all in this, but you need to have like $100 US if that's I'm assuming they required 100 US. If you're from Britain, then you might have to have a certain amount of pounds, etc. Yes. Per day. There's a quota per day of income that you need to show in your bank statement. Obviously, your visa validity, and you need to have all of your hotel stay. You can't just show up with your first day like some places. You can just say, "Oh yeah, I'm staying here," and then the rest of the time, just go wherever you want. So what I did is I booked on Booking.com for a hotel that was 30-day cancellation free. So then I printed it out. I just booked a place for the whole time, even though I already canceled it now, and sent that with my ticket round trip and everything. So the requirements are on my blog. You can read more about it, or you can just Google. But I cover all the requirements for U.S. citizen in my blog post about the 10-year visa. I also did a short video on my YouTube for it. So if you guys have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer them. But I did get mine done in Phuket here in Thailand, which according to the New York gentleman, he said it's $300 in New York, and it was only $150 here. So, or 4,600 baht.
That's all great information. Thank you. Yeah, and what I'll ask you to do is just to put the links to your blog and so forth in the comments when we finish this video, and then anyone who wants to find you can do so pretty easily.
Right on. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so 1 year of travel. And what are you working on at the moment?
Well, actually, I've been working as a remote marketing account manager for 8 months now for a company in Virginia, a digital marketing agency over there. I pretty much started it up with this older gentleman. He had like 1 or 2 clients, and at the time I was just freelancing, doing web design and occasional graphic design and other jobs. That was just temp work, project-based work. And I registered my business for digital marketing in Oregon. And so I had my own pretty much highlighted most of the things that he probably needed or needed from somebody. I pretty much did everything. And at this point, I've met and exceeded anything that he's ever, needed me to do. And we've grown from 2 clients to 11 clients now. So I'm pretty busy now, and we're expanding, and it's pretty awesome because I've been put in situations where I've definitely had to learn, continue learning and pushing myself, but it's also allowed me to utilize my skills and everything that I had already worked on. And I wasn't even necessarily using those skills in the States, and I definitely didn't go to school for them. I got a Bachelor of Science degree in business and political science, but most of my work now is computer science work and digital marketing, web design, search engine optimization, graphic design, all kinds of computer-based work, which I pretty much was learning and teaching myself. And my ex-girlfriend was like, why don't you get a real job or spend your time, doing something else? But now it's really paid off because I invested that time in teaching myself a lot of these skills that have really paid off, like database management and web design, which are things that I purely had to learn on my own, and have really come in handy. So.
Cool. Yeah, you kind of preempted my next question there, which was going to be how did you acquire those skills? And you say you're self-taught. Like me, you see, I'm a web developer, and most of my skills I've completely learned online and taught myself, without paying anything. So if there's anyone out there who's maybe interested in doing what you're doing, what sort of advice would you give them in terms of the skills that they need and how they can acquire those?
Start with, if you get an idea, if there's one thing you want to learn, start learning that one thing that you're really interested in, because you're going to find out that you're going to have this little narrow view on, I just want to learn this little thing, but then there's going to be this thing, and then there's going to be this thing. Oh, this, and they all start building on each other, and then time goes by, and all of a sudden this, and it all starts coming together. So just focus on one thing at a time, just like most things in life. If you want to get to a certain destination, there's so many steps, to get there. And it all starts with that first step. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Great. I was going to say something else, and I've completely lost my train of thought. So in terms of travel, have you got any tips for anyone who's maybe thinking about traveling for the first time, or has maybe done a bit of travel but hasn't really traveled very far?
Well, that depends entirely on their budget and the time frame that they have available, I guess, to travel. If it's a short period, like I see a lot of people, they just try and jump through as many countries here in Southeast Asia as they can in like a month, which to me, I think is just, if they have to do it, they have to do it. But I don't like that much stress, and I have the luxury, I guess, of taking it a little slower and enjoying more time in the countries. But 4 days in Thailand, 4 days in Cambodia, 4 days in Vietnam. It's just too much. But that's what some people do. And if that's what you got to do to check those things off your list, then do it. There are definitely some countries that I would recommend really being careful about being ripped off. Vietnam, unfortunately, was a very beautiful country, but I'll never forget how many times people try to take advantage of you there. I've only experienced it once here in Thailand when I had a couple of my couch surfers get dropped off from Japan one night, and he was trying to charge them way too much from the airport, and it's a pretty standard fee, and I knew it. Anyways, that got all taken care of. But I guess that's one thing I would recommend is Couchsurfing. If you are traveling around, it's an excellent resource. I've hosted quite a few people. If you're coming to Phuket, I'll be here for 6 more months. So, maybe if I'm actually not traveling at the time, then maybe add me on Couchsurfing, and I like to host people sometimes. But it's a great way to meet locals and also get a free accommodation. And if the person has the time, then to show you around and help you. A couple of the couch surfers I recently hosted were from America, a Russian girl and an American guy. And they actually spent all their money because they missed one of their flights. Their connecting flight got changed, and so they ended up missing it. So they had to buy new tickets to get here, which cost them a lot of money, of course. And then they're staying in Patong the whole time, and it's really expensive in Patong. And most people obviously don't know that, but it's super expensive. Phuket already is the most expensive area in Thailand. It really is. It's super expensive. I lived in Chiang Mai for 2 months, and all the local meals here, they're like 40 and 50 baht in Chiang Mai are all 90 and 100 baht here, but I'm used to it now. But anyways, Couchsurfing, if you're just traveling around and you actually want one legitimate tip for traveling, I'd recommend Couchsurfing, so you can meet some locals and maybe even get a free place to stay. And at the least, they can give you some advice and tips on ways to save money and places to go locally.
Cool. That's a great idea. Actually, I've never really heard anyone talk about that out loud. I've seen the Couchsurfing thing online. Are there any particular websites you can recommend to sort of find these opportunities?
Couchsurfing? It's couchsurfing.com.
Oh, okay. That's pretty easy.
Yeah, maybe I'll add my profile link in there at the end too. So yeah, it's couchsurfing.com. It's pretty sweet. If you're single, Tinder is also a great way. I've made a lot of really good friends off Tinder as well. And I'm not afraid to say it. I've made a lot of friends through Couchsurfing and Tinder because I've been alone. I've been traveling solo and living in countries alone. And if it wasn't for a lot of these people that lived in the areas that showed me around and took care of me in regards to like speaking the local language when we'd go out and make sure I'm not like overcharged or just helping you make travel arrangements for your next destination and stuff. I mean, I've made really good friends and I don't regret it at all.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great idea, and I'm definitely going to look into that and do a bit of couch surfing. I think that's awesome.
Sure.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to say before we sort of wrap this session up? I feel like we've covered quite a lot. Actually, we didn't go into your achievements. I wanted to hear more about your achievements. We know that you've launched this agency. Was there anything else in particular that you wanted to speak about that we haven't quite touched on?
Well, just meeting and exceeding my 1-year goal of living abroad, traveling to more countries and places than I, originally even thought were possible. And then, I came out here with nothing, no job, no plan, really, just a hope and a dream. And I hope that this can help inspire some of you to do the same thing, to try and achieve and create a better life for yourself if you're unhappy. And teach yourself some things to be more valuable and resourceful so that you can get to where you want to be and live the life that you want. I probably won't do this forever. I'm sure at some point my family will need me back home to help take care of my mom and stuff, but she's proud of me and my family, and my friends and everybody that, and even people that weren't my friends, but they still, see what I got going on and sometimes show me some respect because they, they aren't haters enough to not show a little respect when they can see you doing great things and breaking through societal norms and stuff and just showing that this is possible. Every day I'm just thankful. I don't really have any grand accomplishments other than just the every day that I get to wake up and it's like 33 degrees Celsius. I could go out to my pool and, catch a tan and just jump on my scooter and go anywhere and sit by the pool and then work at my own leisure. My own leisure tends to be a little, I have kind of a pretty unrealistic time management where I always have these like, my agendas. I'm kind of a workaholic, so, but it's nice to be able to work at my own pace and get all my stuff done. So I tend to get a lot of my stuff done and then I have a bunch of free time. So people wonder, when do you ever work? And I actually work quite a bit. It's just that I manage my own time and I get a lot of stuff done and I love what I do. I really, really, really love what I do. But I have been trying to put more time into my blog and stuff because for a while I was working so much and I was just neglecting it. But now I'm trying to work it back into the balance because it's important to me. So just focus on what's important to you and try and set some goals and put one foot in front of the other to accomplish them. And maybe eventually you'll be in a similar situation as me or better. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help.
Cool. Okay. Thanks very much. And thanks for your time today. It's been really interesting to hear what you've packed into such a crazy year for you.
Yeah.
All right. Cool, man. Thanks for your time and we'll speak again soon.
All right. Talk to you later, Sam.
All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.